everyone. So today's spelling, grammar and punctuation lesson is going to focus on subordinating conjunctions. Now we've looked at these before. And we'll go back over them just to make sure we've all understanding subordinating conjunctions. Now, subordinating conjunctions, we all know the word conjunctions. And a conjunction connects things together. It puts two sentences or a clause, a main clause, together with something else. And it usually goes in between. Subordinating conjunctions can be used at the beginning as well. So to start with, I'm going to write a main clause. So a main clause is anything with a subject or a verb. So the monster roared loudly. Now you'll see some of our suffix words in here as well. So it's always good to keep your eye out for the things that we've learnt previously. So the monster roared loudly. This is our main clause. We've got our subject, and that is the monster. Just write that up there so we don't forget. And we've got our verb. What's our verb? It's a doing word. Well done, roared. And this is our verb. So there we have a main clause. Now we're going to go back to subordinating conjunctions. There's many different subordinating conjunctions, but for this activity today, we're going to focus on just a few. The ones we're going to focus on today are if, because, when, and after. Now, a subordinating conjunction joins itself at the end of the main clause to add more information. The main clause is the most important part because it's about the subject. It's got use of the subject and it's telling you what the subject was doing and how he was doing it in this case. So I'm going to make this sentence longer. I'm going to extend the sentence with more information. The monster roared loudly because, just change my colour there, because he was excited. Now here I have extended my main clause. So if this was all together, we would lose the full stop and we would have the monster roared loudly because he was excited. Now you can see there our subordinate conjunction, because. Now I'm going to use another subordinating conjunction to add to my main clause. And this time I'm going to use when. The monster roared loudly when he saw a mouse He's not a scary monster, he's a bit of a soft monster, this one. So there I can see again my subordinate conjunction. It's not that important because the main thing is that the monster roared loudly. But the extra information that I'm adding on is telling me why, when he saw a mouse. Okay, so I've used when, I've used because. What other conjunction, subordinating conjunction, could I use for this main clause, to extend this main clause? I think I've got if and I've got after. Okay, I'm going to use after. So well done if you suggested after. Now, what could my monster have done? This is where I need to hear you shouting all your ideas at me. The monster roared loudly after he fell over. Poor monster. Full stop. The monster roared loudly after he fell over. Now, our different subordinating conjunctions tell us different things. Because tells us why he did it. When tells us when it happened. And after also tells us when it happened. Now, the last one, so we've used after. The one we haven't used is if. Would this make sense? The monster roared loudly if. Doesn't quite work, does it? So what I need to think about is the right conjunction that I would use for this sentence. Now I could change my main clause to suit if as a subordinated conjunction, or I could use if for a different main clause. Now, because I haven't got much space, I'm just going to change my main clause. The monster will roar loudly. Now I'm just doing this because I'm on the whiteboard, I don't have much room, and I just want you to see how we need to think about the conjunction, subordinating conjunction that we would use. So the monster will roar loudly. I'm going to use if as my subordinating conjunction. Can you think the second part of the sentence? We're adding that information that's not really important, but we're adding detail. I'm going to use some information that I've got on my board, and I'm going to say the monster will roar loudly if he sees a mouse, because I know that my monster is scared of mice. But I can also see, so I've used if, I can also see that not every subordinating conjunction will fit the main clause. So we really need to think about that when we're writing and using subordinating conjunctions. Now the main thing you need to know for your activity is we are using subordinating conjunctions, if, because, when and after. If you really want to stretch yourself, you can also use the subordinating conjunction, that. Now that one's quite tricky. I'm going to leave that one with you as a challenge. That could be a challenge for you. You need to write your sentences using subordinating conjunctions, making sure that they are appropriate. So we knew that if wasn't appropriate to this main clause, so we didn't use it. We changed our main clause and then we could use it. Enjoy your activity. Good luck.